second chapter in the subject PLC and SCADA is basics of PLC programming. This chapter gives 30 marks in external examination, that is the 30 marks are distributed as 2 questions of 5 marks and 2 questions for 10 marks, total 30 marks. Here also I have listed some frequently asked questions with answers. Please go through this. Already you have the notes, refer back the notes and also this video for refreshment. So, first is describe the XIO instruction. XIO is nothing but examine if open, examine if open it can be shown, or normally closed. Okay. The XIO or normally closed instruction is programmed when the processor is to test the instruction for off condition. The instruction will normally represented as 0 in input status file. That is, this XIO or normally closed is programmed when the processor is to test the instruction for off condition. That is, the XIO instruction output of this instruction becomes true if the input condition is off. It will check for input condition is off, whether the input is off. If the input is off, it is true. If the input is on, the XIO instruction gives false output. Okay. Then XIC, examine if closed. This XIC instruction or normally open instruction is programmed when the processor is to test the instruction for on condition of the input. That is, if the input is on, the XIC instruction is true, otherwise it is false. The XIO instruction is opposite of XIC instruction, or XIC instruction is opposite of XIO instruction. Then how to write the ladder diagrams for the basic gates. Okay. First let us see the ladder diagram for AND gate. So, the AND gate has 2 inputs and only one output. The output is true only when both the inputs are true. That is why both the inputs are connected in series. You can take an example like 2 switches connected in series. Okay. The bulb will glow only if both the switches are closed. Like that, if both input A and input B both are true, then only the output goes to true. Okay. Second one, ladder diagram for OR gate, that is, if any one input is true or high, the output is high. So, here both inputs are connected in parallel. So, if any one input among A or B, the output will be high. Okay, the example for this can be given as 2 switches connected in parallel to a single bulb. If any one switch is closed, the bulb will glow. Okay. So, the third one is a NOT gate, which has only one input, the output only one output. If the input is false, output is true. If the input is true, output is false. That is, inverted input is used here. The inverted input gives whatever the input, the output will be inversion of the input. Then next, the ladder diagram for NAND gate. So, the NAND gate expression for NAND gate is y is equal to a and b whole bar. So, a and b whole bar is first converted by using De Morgan's theorem as a bar or b bar. By using the De Morgan's theorem, that is, the complement of the product is equal to complements, individual complements or of individual complements of the 2 inputs. Then it is converted into the A and B whole bar is converted as A bar or B bar. Then the ladder diagram is drawn like OR gate, but only the difference is here A and B both are inverted here, because y is equal to A bar or B bar. Then for NOR gate, the expression is y is equal to a or b whole bar. By using the De Morgan's theorem, it is converted y is equal to a or b whole bar is converted into a bar and b bar, and then the ladder diagram is drawn as shown in figure. Then ladder diagram for XOR gate, A XOR B can also be written from the truth table that like y is equal to a b bar or a bar b, that is the output of XOR gate is high when any one or when both the inputs are different, that is when A is 0 B is 1 or when A is 1 B is 0. So, A is 0 B is 1 is referred as A B whole bar, A B bar, or A is 1 B is 0 is referred as A B bar. Okay, and the ladder diagram is drawn as shown in figure. Then next, coming to the modes of PLC operation, there are 3 modes of PLC operation. So, let us see what are the 3 modes. First is program mode. The program mode or the PLC is brought to the program mode, or the PLC is used in the program mode whenever we are entering the program, or whenever we are entering the new program, or whenever we are editing the already entered program, or whenever we are updating the program, uploading the program or downloading the files. Okay. The program mode is used in the PLC, or PLC is used in the program mode. When the PLC is in program mode, all the outputs are off and scan sequence is halted. All the outputs are off means the PLC is not actuating any output, okay, and it is not scanning any input. The both input as well as the output both are halted because we are writing the program or we are editing the program. Then second is run mode. The PLC is brought into run mode when we want to execute the entered program. When we want to execute the entered program, that is in run mode, the already written program is executed, and according to the program inputs are scanned, outputs are actuated. See what he is telling here, the run mode is used to execute the user program. The input devices are monitored and output devices are energized accordingly. After all instructions are entered in a new program, the PLC is put in run mode. Okay, here he is telling input devices are monitored and output devices are energized. That is in run mode. According to the program sequence, the inputs are scanned. That is the sensors, switches, etc. are scanned, and the status of sensors, switches in the form of zeros and ones are stored into the input status file, and then according to the program the outputs are generated and the status is stored in output status file, and according to the output status file the actuators and switches are energized accordingly in the run mode. Okay, next one is remote mode. The remote mode allows the PLC to be remotely changed between program mode or run mode by a personal computer. That is, the remote mode is used to switch between program mode and run mode remotely by using a personal computer and by some wired connection or by wireless connection, whatever it may be. Then describe what is power rail rung with respect to the ladder diagram. The power rail, in the ladder diagram, okay, let us go to the ladder diagram here. In the ladder diagram you are seeing two vertical lines here, two vertical lines. Okay, those two vertical lines are called power rung, okay, or power rails. These two vertical lines are the power rails. The left vertical line is the start of the program and right vertical line is the end of the program. These two vertical lines are called power rail. In between these two vertical lines the actual circuit will run. Okay. Then coming to the rung, So, in between two power rails, whatever the circuit we are drawing is known as a rung. Each rung on the ladder defines one operation on the control process. So, you can refer back the ladder diagram what we have already shown. The each operation running between the two lungs is called as a in between the two power rails is called as a rung. Okay. Then next is write the structure of ladder diagram and explain, or the question may be write rules to be followed in writing ladder diagram. Okay, the same answer can be given here. The rules to be followed while writing the ladder diagram. So, first the rule is there must be two power rails. The vertical lines of the diagram represents the power rail between which the circuits are connected. The power flow is taken from left to right, not from right to left. Okay. Each rung on the ladder defines one operation on the control process. Each rung must start with one input or more than one inputs, and it should end with at least one output. The structure of the ladder diagram can be shown here. The left power rail and the right power rail, in between which the operations are there or the circuits are there. The left power rail is the start of the program and the right power rail is the end of the program, and each sequence is called as a rung, and the operation is from left rung or left rail to the right rail. Then coming to the next question, describe the interfacing of motor to PLC. You can refer to the circuit diagram or the ladder diagram how the motor is interfaced to the PLC. Okay, the typical start stop push button, one normally open start push button and one normally closed stop push button. The stop push button must fail safely. The stop push button will continuously pass power until depressed. Okay. This is also given in the notes, refer that. Here only I have summarized. The detailed explanation you can refer back to the notes. Okay. And this is the second chapter. These are the some questions which are repeatedly asked. I have referred 4 question papers, 4 previous question papers and listed out the questions. Please keep in touch, study well, okay, and be prepared for the examinations. Thank you.